system, and will be working hard, and different other institutions are working hard in order to make sure that we really make progress in relation to a more equitable international tax system. And July's conference on financing for development in Spain is a critical opportunity to make progress in all these key areas. And I urge finance ministers and central banks to fully engage in the preparations for this conference, so leaders can arrive prepared to advance high-impact solutions on financing for development. One of the problems that we still have in international institutions, and I was Prime Minister and I know how difficult it is to coordinate a government when you have different ministries with different views. And the truth is that in many of these institutions, countries are represented by different ministries. And so the capacity to have ministers of finance fully engage in the preparation of these international conferences to make sure that what makes things move is part of the agenda is absolutely essential. Second, we need the G20 to lead on delivering climate justice. Many vulnerable countries are being forced to respond to a crisis they did nothing to create. Meanwhile, they lack the necessary financial support to seize the benefits of clean energy, to spur prosperity and eliminate poverty. As the world's top emitters, G20 countries must lead the way in line with the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities, but recognizing that every G20 country has to do more in the reduction of emissions. By next year, every government must deliver new economy-wide national climate plans and align with limiting global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees. These new plans must cover all emissions and the whole economy, accelerate a just fossil fuel phase-out, and contribute to the energy transition goals agreed at COP28. At the same time, we need developed countries supporting developing ones with adequate, affordable, and accessible finance and technology, through meaningful contributions to the New Loss and Damage Fund, by doubling adaptation finance by next year as promised, and by forging new partnerships, like the Just Energy Transition Partnership that South Africa has pioneered, to pave the way to a renewable future for all countries swiftly and fairly. And we must also ensure that Africa's critical mineral resources that can power the renewables revolution worldwide benefit Africans first and most. We cannot repeat the mistakes of the past. The UN panel on critical energy transition minerals, co-chaired by South Africa and Sweden, identified a set of principles and recommendations, and the European Union, identified a set of principles and recommendations to empower communities, create accountability, and ensure that clean energy drives equitable and resilient growth with maximum added value in producing countries. And third, we need the G20 to lead on technological justice. From digital technology to artificial intelligence, the developing world needs to access and benefit from the technological revolution. At September's Summit of the Future, world leaders endorsed the Global Digital Compact to spur progress across all these areas. The Compact includes the first universal agreement on the international governance of artificial intelligence, ensuring that every country has a seat at the AI table. It calls for an independent international scientific panel on AI and initiating a global dialogue on its governance within the United Nations. And it requests options for innovative voluntary financing for AI capacity building in developing countries. We need the G20 supporting developing countries as they invest in the digital-driven systems and solutions that their people need to boost prosperity, to create jobs, and to drive sustainable development. Across all these areas, you as G20, Sherpas, finance ministries and central bank representatives are essential in helping to set the agenda and ensure that resources are aligned globally and nationally to bring it to life. I look forward to working with the G20 presidency of South Africa to help transform the words and commitments of the Pact into results for all countries. And I thank you for your patience.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think the issues that you've raised are part of the agenda and have been debated very intensely over the last 2 days, and they'll be debated for the next 10 months. I'm not sure if our Minister would like to say a few words before we thank you again.
No, let's, ladies and gentlemen and colleagues, welcome. I will be going to be with you for a while this afternoon. I'm welcoming my colleagues from the finance track. There's not much that I'm going to say for this time, other than thanking the Secretary General in his busy schedule to decide to make a turn here. And he's got an urgent meeting to do, is meeting the President in the next 45 minutes, and I think we should be able to release him to do this way to Pretoria. Thank you very much, the Secretary General.
It's a great pleasure.
Thank you very much, and once again, I hope that the next time you'll see me in a better outfit.